All right, welcome to the Press Enterprise Studios for another edition of the Pep and Jim Show.
The Jim and Pep Show. We're going to figure out a title at some point. Our boss suggested Two Idiots Talking, so
That may
I don't
work
know
as
if I
well.
like that one, but
It may apply, though.
it could be the leader in the clubhouse right now. We'll see.
Jim, there's a huge weekend across the inland area. Let's rev things up out at Fontana. The Indy Cars roll into town.
Indy Cars roll into town. In fact, they're already in town. They're at the track today for testing. They do qualifying Friday, and then the final Indy Car race of the season is Saturday night at 5:50 p.m. Pacific. Will Power.
Is that his real name, Will Power?
That is his real name.
Okay, all right.
That is his real name, and he is the leader in the standings with one race left. So this is basically the race that will decide the IndyCar Championship. Has a 17-point lead on Ryan Hunter-Reay. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that one. It's the IndyCar's first visit to Fontana since 2005, and I was out at the track today, and all the IndyCar guys are saying that to them the track is a little bumpy. And so I said, well, you know, that's the NASCAR guys' fault. I mean, they screwed it up for you.
All right, so it all comes down to this. So a huge race out of Fontana for the Indy Cars, but if Indy Cars aren't your thing, you can go with Jim out to Las Vegas for the big Josesito Lopez fight. You'll be out there, right,
Oh,
Jim?
yeah, and it's going to be hopping out there. And the weird thing, and it's typical boxing, there are two major shows going on at essentially the same time. The one that we're interested in, of course, Riverside's own Josesito Lopez, going against Saul Canelo Alvarez for the WBC Super Welterweight title. That will be at the MGM Grand Saturday night. Same time, across town, well, not actually across town, just a couple miles down the road at the Thomas & Mack Center at UNLV, we'll have Sergio Martinez going against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for the middleweight title. And it's one of those things where you've got Golden Boy Promotions and you've got Top Rank, and they both latched onto this date, which is Mexican Independence Day. Okay. So obviously, you know, Latino fighters fighting on Mexican Independence Day, that's huge. And neither promoter wanted to back off that date. So they're both shooting themselves in the foot. The Josesito fight is going to be on Showtime. The Chavez fight will be pay-per-view. So spend your money accordingly.
And if you don't get Showtime, Jim will have you covered because he will be at the fight, and you can look for his story, right, in Sunday's newspaper and right here at PE.com.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's touch on the Dodgers real quick, Jim, because they've got, the Cardinals are visiting the Dodgers, and the Cardinals have a number of Temecula inland area guys right on their roster.
You had it right, and that's going to be a big series for both teams because of the wild card standings. It was, a game and a half separating the two going into today. The Cardinals have a big inland presence. Alan Craig, who was on the disabled list, I went out there to talk to him when the Cardinals were out here early in the season. He'd just gone on the disabled list with a knee injury. He's back. He's hitting .306 with 20 home runs and 76 RBI. Mark Zepchinski, and Pep, I'll give you $1 if you can spell his name without looking.
Hold on. It starts with K, right?
They call him Scrabble in the clubhouse. So you lose, I'll keep my buck.
Right.
Anyway, he's been in 64 games this season as a middle reliever, 1-3 with a 4.53 ERA. And the other guy, the guy that they brought up a couple months ago, Joe Kelly from UCR. He was a closer at UCR. He's now a starter with the Cardinals. He'll start Friday night, in fact, against Chris Capuano of the Dodgers. He's 5-6 with a 3.51 ERA in 15 starts, 17 games all told. So that's going to be an interesting weekend, and for inland fans of those three, I'd encourage them to get out to the ballpark.
And we didn't even touch on Rev versus Vista Marietta football game. That's the huge one this
That's your
week.
department, pal. Go for it.
So it's the number 1 and the number 3 teams in our HS Game Time rankings. So this could be a CIF Inland Division Championship preview. We'll see if Rev and Vista Marietta make it that far. So you got high school football Friday night, Josesito Lopez Saturday, the Cardinals in town at the Dodgers, and Indy Car at Fontana.
Let's see if we missed it. I'm sure we have missed some. RCC women's water polo is 5-0 this season, and I'll have something about them in tomorrow's paper. So there's a lot going on.
Man, we've really run the gamut on another edition of the Pep and Jim show here.
The Two Blithering Idiots show. Jim and Pep.
See you next time.
Okay.